you're a VA buyer. Thank you for your service. I did 20 years myself, and I've used my VA loan 6 times to buy 6 different properties. So let me tell you right now, the best use for your VA loan has got to be the multi-unit property. I personally have not done it, but as a realtor, I have helped several people do it. And let me tell you how to qualify. It's a difficult qualification process, but it's not impossible. So first, you take how much you're pre-qualified for to go buy a single family home. Let's call that $600,000, right? That qualifies you for $600,000. So if you can find a duplex, a triplex, or a quadplex that is $600,000 or less, then you can go buy it, right? The intention is that you're going to live in one of the units. You must live in one of the units. Remember, the VA loan is a primary residence loan. You will call that your primary residence. You don't have to keep it as your primary residence forever, but when you make that purchase, it has to be as your primary residence. That's qualification number 2. Qualification number 3, if you're going to buy a multi-unit property that's over that $600,000, then you use 75% of the rental rates for units 2, 3, 4. So if you're collecting, $10,000 in rent for the other 3 units and living in the 4th, right? $7,500 is added to your income when you go debt to income, which then opens you up, and those numbers right now today would open you up for another $1 million. So now you can buy a 4-on-1 for $1.6 million. Now here's the trick that everybody has a hard time with, especially us veterans. And I'll tell you from my own personal experience, having the reserves is the hardest qualification to meet, especially when you're young. So the reserves must be seasoned for 2 or more months. Can't be a gift. Down payments and closing costs can be a gift. But the reserves is 6 months worth of your payment. So if you're at $1.6 million and 6% interest, and I'm just going to throw it out here, call it $15,000 for easy math per month, they want to see, the VA and the lender both need to see that you have $75,000 of liquidable money. That's money that you can pull out. So if it's a 401k and there's penalties, 100% of that 401k doesn't count. You have to do the calculation with your lender. But once you get to where you can prove that you have $75,000 that you can go to if you lose your job and income and the tenants don't pay, the bank wants to see that you have 6 months worth of reserves to make that purchase. And that is the hardest qualification to make when you're going to make a purchase of a multi-unit property with your VA loan. So click down there. We can get started on the discussion. If you're ready, then you're ready. If you're not, then you're not. And let me tell you right now, the conversations that I have with the young or with the people that don't have the reserves is, you know who does have the reserves? The person who bought the condo or the townhouse or the single family home that was inside of their budget, and in this scenario, $600,000, right? So buy that $600,000 house today, and in the future, when that house has appreciated, then you can have the reserves, right? You must sell the house or open up an equity line of credit and pull that money out and park it somewhere for 2 months in order for it to count, but you will have the reserves in the future.